Hey guys, welcome to another session of RBTL, or Reading Between the Lines. So last night as I was streaming, I got a DM from Doppels, and there was big news. A lot of people on stream were like, hey, have you seen the news? At that point I was doing a automaton tower, so I was really focused on that. And then after that run, I took a look. So on the top right, I would say, actually wait, I should put this maybe over here. There you go. We have this kind of like translation. So from the, I think it's from the Korean post on the Stove forum. So the Korean one. This is like kind of like a breakdown translation. So from Chaos Husband. So shout out to him. I don't know if you guys can see that name there. Just put that there. But anyways, July 25th, fully fleshed out details. So that's next week. So next week's our usual patch updates. They're gonna give us more details, but here's kind of like a simplified breakdown, at least based on the Korean translation. Overpowered ML Nat 5-star units will be rebalanced. So based on this, it's only 5-star MLs. I'll talk about that in a bit after I read this. If you own one of the mentioned units that is nerfed, you'll be able to recall and select a different 5-star hero. Okay. ML units will be available in the Covenant system, so in the regular system, but the gold transmit stones and mileage will be removed. So I'm assuming, at least based on this translation right there, is based no more like galaxy bookmarks. Then no more galaxy bookmarks. No other way to obtain it except that they can just come off banner, I suppose. Every banner will have some sort of pity mechanic. That's very interesting as well. That means I mean, if you guys like follow my videos and stuff, like my Lilibet pulls, like where everyone was like kind of like laughing at my misfortune at first, and then ended up kind of sweating for me and going, come on Jagan, please, we hope you get it too, because like it was so brutal. Maybe that's a good thing. Human resource department will be revamped to ensure better communication with the players. So that was like yesterday's translation, and then I'm gonna combine my thoughts on that with what we were given here. So they don't have the English translation yet. They said they're gonna have an English translation ready, but here's like a summarized post for the Korean stuff. Albeit this is why I read the guy's translation there, because I feel that this is a lot shorter and a lot more succinct. So whether or not we're gonna get the same info, I'm pretty sure we will. But these are the general notes here. Improvements have been made that the Moonlight summons will be placed in the regular summoning pool. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the whole entire Galaxy bookmark system thing is just completely removed. Improvements have been made that the summoning system so that a ceiling will be implemented. So a cap, so pity summon. And then the hero balancing improvements. Moonlight heroes will be balanced. Okay, so here it doesn't say the 5-star or 4-star or whatnot. But if you're, just looking at this, maybe you have the idea of like maybe they're gonna, rebalance like 4-star heroes too. But based on the Korean translation, it seems to be only 5 stars. Heroes that have been balanced will have all material returned to players, and players will be given a Moonlight hero selector. So that goes on par with the translation information that we have. You'll be able to recall it. It's just like any other recall, so it's the same. But you have access to a Moonlight hero selector. So all in all, what do I think about this? A lot of guys once I just came on to when came on the stream, they're like, oh, I think Jagan's gonna be really happy about this. I know I have been complaining about like me not getting a 5-star ML, and I get it. I think it's just RNG. My problem was that the 5-star ML was like, some of them were too overpowered, that it, let me put it this way, some players that may not be like super strong can use one 5-star ML hero and just wreck arena. All right, as soon as they have that one 5-star hero, they all of a sudden go up in like 2-3 ranks. So I'm talking about like maybe like this player was like a champion 3, and then he ends up being like a legend 3, right? Something like that. That in my opinion, was the problem. It wasn't the exactly me not getting a 5-star ML. All right, so I know that a lot of players suffer the same thing as me. Either they have, you know, no 5-star ML, or the 5-star ML that they finally get is not really that strong and not really that game changing, so they end up being benched. So for example, like Specimen says, like really good nuker, but he needs so much setup, and with the meta you're facing against, like with immunity, high resistance, Specimen says doesn't really see much play, especially in higher tier arena. So I kind of get the frustration of the players. Now, one thing I'll have to say though, that was really surprised me, because in multiple videos when I'm covering Moonlight subjects, Moonlight hero subjects, I've been saying that I really hope they nerf overpowered heroes, but I highly doubt it, because like, let's face it, that's like their, like one of their main sources of income is to have like an overpowered ML hero, and people spend a lot of money. So what they're doing right now is, one, really surprising to me, that they're actually considering to nerf certain heroes. There's only really one 5-star ML on the top of my head that needs a nerf, and I've said this over and over, and that's ML Araminta. And the reason is because the kit is way too strong. Like, the kit is way too strong. Yeah, you can say that, oh yeah, just run immunity, you'll take her out. But if she's comboed with, let's say, Ruel, ML Baal, and let's say the recent buffed Arbiter Vildred, please tell me how you're gonna beat that. You're not really gonna beat it unless you have a better, like way better hero and like equivalent. All right, ML Baal, ML Araminta, ML Vildred, and then Ruel on the same team. It's really hard to take out. It doesn't matter what kind of you know, like let's say you pulled Lilibet. Yeah, try to counter all of that. It's not really gonna work. Well, what I mean is, like, some of these ML heroes, they're so overpowered that you have to build a full team around it and gear, like, you know, gear all your team with like a specific set of gear in order to take out like one, because of one game-changing ML 5-star. That's how OP it is. So in my opinion, it's gonna be that. But on the other side, I think that there's gonna be a ton of backlash to this, because it's just, you know, a lot of people wailed, right? A lot of people wailed for ML Araminta. A lot of people wailed for like certain 5-star heroes. And even if they nerfed them and they give you like, okay, you can select this other hero, does that make up for what they spent for? So what I mean is like this. Let's say someone valued ML Araminta to be worth like $1,000 USD. Okay, they spent $1,000 like US dollars, finally got ML Araminta, and let's say ML Araminta is nerfed to the fact that she's not worth the amount that they spent. Can any other Moonlight hero really, you know, outweigh that cost? On the top of my head, I don't think so. Maybe Arbiter Vildred, but let's say you already have Arbiter Vildred. So, and well, one thing is that we don't know how much they're nerfing them, but I'm just saying that they're really devaluing the amount. So this is a very, very, very bold move that they're doing. So I'm kind of split. Like, at the same time, I kind of get it. Even though I don't own ML Araminta, I did, for her Mystic summon, I did spend a lot. Alright, and that's why I really dislike the Mystic. Like how they did the Mystics. That they have this like this gold trophy on top of this really high pedestal, and unless you're really lucky or spend a lot of money, and a lot of money doesn't mean you get them. I learned that hard lesson. But what I mean is, like, people who did spend, like, let's say the same amount as I did, but they did eventually get ML Araminta, and she gets nerfed because of this. This is gonna be like, if I spent that much to finally get her, and they nerfed her, even though I do think she needs a nerf. So keep that in mind. So there's I'm feeling split about this. All right. If she got nerfed and I did spend that much and I did get her, I don't think I'd be too happy about it. So, and I don't think that there's any ML hero on the top of my head that I'd be willing to select another and still be satisfied. It's like, oh yeah, that was worth it. I don't know though, like based on the two web pages like combined, it seems that it could be an and select a different 5-star ML. So what I mean is like you'll be able to recall and then obtain another one. So as in like you're not really like you're not trading them. At least that's based on the Chaos Husband's translation here. But I think we'll know more about that once we actually get the full English translation. But in case you know, even in the English translation they don't make that really clear, that's something that I really wonder about. It seems to be an and, so you recall it, and then you can choose another ML 5-star. In that case, it might be better, but if you have to trade it in, that's a no-no. That's definitely a no-no. If you devalue the hero that they pulled for, man, I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty insane. In my understanding from Japanese gacha laws is that once you have like pulled like you use money, you technically gambled to get a certain hero, you can't nerf them. That's my understanding. I could be wrong though. So because Epic 7 is going to enter the Japanese market soon, I don't think that Smilegate can ever pull off another nerf like this. I'm not 100% sure though. I'm not 100% sure. But this is a big move. Now, what do I think about this? So, I would say again, my major problem was the balancing was the biggest problem. Now, if they're willing to like nerf 5-star ML, that may change how we think about all 5-star MLs going in the future. It seems that they're not going to be removing the way Mystic system works. So they'll most likely still feature like one, like, you know, ML hero, a new ML hero every month in the Mystic summons. So I mean, with this like Moonlight hero being balanced, like, you know, does that change how we're gonna see ML Ravi? Because ML Ravi is in our heroes journal. ML Ravi is in our heroes journal, and you know, people were like, "Well, man, she's like the next Ken, but like better." Will that change that? Because you know, I guess we'll always be fearing that they might nerf them. Maybe, I don't know. But the Moonlight summons being placed into the regular summoning pool, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think that really does anything. I personally don't think so. It's just that you have a higher, like, they're less rare. Right? They're just less rare. I don't see how that's gonna work. I guess like Moonlight heroes would just be, I don't know, just placed into the like, so 5-star ML heroes I guess would just be placed in the 5-star pool. So they kind of, you know, share in the pool, I guess. So that's kind of good in a way for me. For me, it's just so selfish. It's like Jagan just making content for himself. No, I just think that when I first started the game, I thought about that too. I was just like, well, they're just different elemental heroes. Like, why do they have a separate pool? After playing a week or two, then I realized, okay, yeah, okay, they're a bit stronger. They're a bit catered more to PvP, which was pretty much the game. I said this really early on. Like those who are on my Discord made fun of me when I said that the end game for Epic 7 is PvP. And then they were like, no, there's PvE and stuff. And I'm like, no, it's PvP. At least how they designed the system before. And it made more sense that way. But then now that they're kind of like in the regular summoning pool, I would suspect that if they make this change, I would suspect that more ML heroes will have PvE kits too. So that might be exciting. So different elemental heroes that you have, but for PvE content. I don't think there is any reason to make them strictly PvP anymore. And when I'm saying that, I'm not saying all ML heroes are just PvP. I know that some can be useful in PvE. But what I mean is, like, they're no longer, they lost that value, right? So that's kind of interesting. And then the thing with the pity summon on every single banner, I don't mind that either. I think that if someone were to spend, let's say they use the same exact cap, so the pity counter, what was it? It was a 605 bookmark, so 121 pulls. So on the 121st pull, that's when you guarantee that hero. If you're talking about a whale, and they're just unlucky and they finally pull it on 605 bookmarks, in my opinion, that's still quite a bit. This really alleviates though for the free-to-play players to be able to get the hero that they might want. And let's face it, if they release like a banner every 2 weeks, okay, and there's no overlapping banner in between, let's say there's no like like filler banner. So like a filler banner or return banner usually lasts for a week, right? So let's say there's no overlapping stuff, and then you're a free-to-play player, and I kind of know just based on like how much bookmarks I'm getting back just from grinding, you're not going to be able to pull every banner, right? So if you hit the cap for, let's say, week 1 banner and the week 2 banner, you're out of bookmarks. It doesn't matter like how hard you grind, you're not going to grind that back. So being able to have a cap really does help free-to-play players be able to, I would say like shorten the gap of the banner that they have to select. Most free-to-play players at this moment will only say that, oh, okay, I gotta save for the next limited hero. But if they put a hard cap on every single banner, that can kind of change the way people play. So that's kind of interesting as well. I would say out of all the notes, the pity summon on all banners is probably the only thing that I don't think is gonna get any sort of repercussion, as in terms of like the community, like with backlash. Moonlight hero into regular summoning pool, I can see some problems with that. The rarity of Moonlight goes down, so people who have 5-star MLs will be pretty kind of salty, you know. But there was apparently some notes about them rebalancing or calculating how much mistake. Oh, it's right here. Please note we will also review compensation in regards with previous Moonlight summons that were conducted, as well as previous Mystic summons that were conducted. So I think that's to alleviate the lower. So they're lowering the rarity of them. So they gotta give you some form of compensation to alleviate that backlash. So people who have had the lucky or have pulled a lot and got the 5-star MLs, if you lower the value, they're gonna be salty about that. So I think this alleviates that a bit. But I think that this one is the biggest one. ML Araminta, I'm pretty sure is the one they're thinking about right now. I have no idea who else is too overpowered. In my opinion, everyone else is much easier to deal with. But again, with the proper team comp, you're just not gonna get anywhere. I don't think ML Baal is gonna get nerfed. Ruel maybe. I thought that Lilibet would have solved their problem, but if you run multiple revivers, it still is a problem, I suppose. Ruel maybe, and that's the only people I can think about. I think that Arbiter Vildred is a bit too OP right now as well, but they just recently buffed him, so I don't really foresee that coming. I'm not quite sure. Anyways, those are my quick thoughts on this. And that's not really quick. That's 18 minutes. So people on YouTube are gonna be like, Jagan, you said this is a quick video, but it's another 20 minutes. I can ramble on, but those are my thoughts. I'm gonna quickly catch up on the stream chat here because I know that while I was talking, I wanted to remain focused. But I know while I was talking, the chat has been flooded. So I'm gonna kind of scroll up. So sorry guys if I miss it. It's not because I don't want to address you, but you guys may be joking and stuff, so I'm gonna quickly skim through just a quick couple ones here. Roy Raven, I stopped willing in other gacha games because I like this game and the way SG treated its players. Getting thrown under the bus like this is a new experience for me. Sucks to suck, I guess. So Roy Raven, you think you're getting thrown under the bus? So I can see like down here, I'm not gonna scroll down any more than this, but a lot of feedback has been added to this post from the community, and it's pretty much all positive, right? It's positive feedback. One thing I will say though, and I know that this has been like the debate between in the community for the past week, ever since they announced, you know, possible changes from the dev conference, is that, oh yeah, we wanted Smilegate to listen to us, but we don't want to be pushovers. In my opinion, this isn't, I don't know. The game is beautiful. The game is still really good. I don't think a lot of people, unless it's in a pure rage fit, will quit this game just because they're doing these changes. I think we're gonna adjust if you really like this game. Cause let's face it. You didn't play Epic 7 because you're just like, oh, this game has like impossible RNG rates. I love this game. Let's face it. That's not why you're playing it, right? You're reactionary to what you're used to, but let's face that's not why you're playing it. You're playing it because it was a beautiful game that drew you in, and then the mechanics caught you, and then potentially deeper, the PvP system got you. But then while you got used to the PvP system, the GVG, the fights and stuff, then Moonlight became rarer. So as an individual who may own like, you know, a slew of 5-star ML heroes, you're gonna have this kind of you know, this feeling of like special, like you're special, you know. I'm not saying you're not. I'm not trying to be sarcastic in any way. You're gonna feel that you're special. You have this like advantage over other players. It's a feels good man kind of thing, right? You're OP, you're strong, right? But for the rest of the players, and that's the majority of the players, I would have to say. I mean, you just look at the arena, like the top arena players. They have really good ML 5-star heroes. Now, I'm not saying that all of the top arena players have like full ML 5-star like, you know, roster. But they need them to stay on top, right? So I'm just saying, like, you know, yeah, I don't really feel that anyone should feel that they're being thrown under the bus unless you're one of those players that have a ton of 5-star heroes. 5-star ML heroes. I should put that in specific. I don't think you would react that way. So let's really go back to the basis. Why did you start playing this game? You didn't be like, you weren't like, oh man, ML Araminta is so rare. Time to play this game. I love this game, right? That's not why. So let's be honest. If you want to be top 1, you just get good. You just get good. Hey, getting good, you requires certain heroes to get you good. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, no, Roy Raven, this wasn't an attack on you. I don't think that you're the only one to say this, though. That's why I brought up your comment. I think that this is... You're just saying that you're gonna stop spending on money on it? Yeah, okay, so I just think that, yeah, people will do what they do, you know? Whether or not you're for this and you're gonna stop spending, you know, like, let's teach them a lesson. Let's stop spending on this, right? And close your wallet. I'm pretty sure a lot of this balancing change will cause players to spend more. Because I know there's both sides to this. A lot of people close their wallets, so to speak, because of the way things were. And a lot of people, you know, spend more because the way things were. So I don't know. It doesn't. I don't think. Yeah. I'm not stoked for ML units to lose their value. It's a gacha game after all. Yeah, Naomi, I agree. They're definitely gonna lose their value, but I'm curious. I am curious to see, you know, because let's because I don't have 5-star ML, even if they lose their value and I eventually obtain it, I'm not gonna feel salty about it, you know. But I can kind of see how people might be reacting to it for them being already owners of 5-star MLs. I don't know. I'm half on this. I get they're losing value, but the way they're losing value, is that gonna make the game worse? I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure about that. Again, for me, as a content creator, as like a person that kind of really cares about PvP and the way PvP is kind of working, I would like to see more balancing. And you know, the fact that they keep on saying we want to diversify, you know, diversity. That's why that's where they're lowering like Molagora costs, so you can build different team comps, different interesting team comps. Like usually they're talking. I think they're talking about PvP endgame again. I don't think that the way they had it before with OP heroes really diversified team comps. It's more of like if you pulled them, you're gonna use them, you know? Martin's like, I'm free to play, so my opinion doesn't count. LOL. That still is like me too. Actually, yeah, that's true. Actually, I would say that you know, free to play players are still part of the community, so I think all of your opinions matter. That's pretty funny though. That's pretty funny. Anyways, yeah, no, that is true. You need to whale. Yeah, so Martin says you need to whale flags to get top 1, top place in arena. It is true. It is true. Oh man, those guys guard their positions like lions, man. It's insane. Okay, anyways, I think that's it. Those are probably the notes I wanted to talk about. So until they release, again, apparently July 25th is when we're gonna get like this more, I guess, more expanded like notes on this change. It's still nice of them to quickly give us like a summary, and of course, you know, shout out to what's his name again, Chaos's husband, for like getting that out there. And again, thanks for Doppels to you know, get it to me in front of me so we could talk about this. Anyways, I'm gonna end this here. So this has been another session of reading between the lines. If you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.